Hey, what's up guys, this is Bravo, and last week I made a Dominion strategy video, and unfortunately it got taken down because of some of the footage that I had used in the video, and I know what you're thinking, that f***ing sucks, but I went ahead and I redid the video and I replaced some of the footage because I wanted everyone to get to see it, so thank you for checking out this video and enjoy. Hey, what's up guys, this is Bravo, and today I want to brainstorm about the strategy behind one of Halo 4's new game types, Dominion. So here we go, Dominion mode. Think of it as territories on steroids. It looks like it takes around 1.5 seconds to initiate a capture at one of the 3 points on the map, 15 seconds to actually capture and start gaining points, and then over time the base is going to become fortified with turrets, shield doors, and more. So this is obviously a game type that could possibly fit, in my initial opinion, into competitive playlists. And at one point, Territories on Sanctuary was a Halo Reach MLG game type. I think it played pretty well, and it had some interesting strategy. So let's break down what's happening on the opening to a Dominion match on Longbow, and what that might look like. First, keep watching some in-game footage, and take a look at how a capture and an opening rush goes, and take a look at some gameplay, and then we're going to discuss some overhead strategy and choices. So here we have a player with the Spartan laser now moving around the B capture point. I want to show you guys quickly what this looks like. They approach the capture point, they go up to it, they press X on the default control settings, only a few seconds, and the base capture is initiated, and eventually that base will become fortified. So now let's take a look at some overhead strategy and how that opening rush might look. So we have 3 capture points, A, B, and C. Today we're only discussing strategy on Longbow, although what we talk about might be able to be applied to other maps in the future. Also, I know this is not a 4v4 map, but to discuss some of the strategy today, we're going to treat this as if it was 4v4 gameplay. As you can see, we have red team spawning on the right hand corner, and their logical choice would be to first capture C because it is close by and cannot easily be contested. This being true, blue team spawned in the left hand corner, and they should logically push for A for the same reason. So obviously the first team to lock down B is clearly going to be the first team to pull ahead in terms of points. So let's take a look at the first option. Each team may consider sending only one player to their main capture point because it is unlikely really that they will be contested. This also gives them additional help as they rush B. So this setup looks like a 3-1 as you can see on the screen. We're going to act like this is the favorite strategy, and red team will also do the same. So really at this point the direction of the battle is going to come down to several factors, so let's discuss those for just a moment. Obviously the biggest factor is which team wins that 3v3 battle for the B capture point. Both teams have to play much more careful than they normally would in a regular territories match because the bases become fortified and eventually harder to break. This being true, we can really expect teams to play a bit more careful and really wait for their team to finally make that push and get control. Now also what we need to ask ourselves is what player number 1 on both teams plans on doing after they initiate their captures at A and at C. So once they both initiated those captures, of course they can either push their team at front B, or they can go ahead and maybe flank around the shoreline, and we're pretty sure there's going to be an ordnance drop right around here, so they're going to want to fight over that weapon as well. But really they've got a few options, and for the sake of argument, what we're going to go ahead and do is say that the blue team right here ends up winning the battle as they push at both B and A, and for whatever reason, no matter where the push ends up happening, say this player pushes here front B, they win that battle in a 4v3. Now you have the blue team controlling and trapping the red team all around the red spawn and also at C base. So ideally this is the situation they really want to get to, and from there they also have a few options and really now have to decide what they want to do with this C base. Now if this was Call of Duty, blue team would only want to hold A and B to keep red team in their base and on their spawn. However, in Halo 4, there is somewhat of an incentive to capture all 3 points. Now doing so, as you guys will see in the gameplay, will let you know exactly where the other team is located, as it puts little nav points over their heads and gives them one last life to live. But it also gives them overshield, so that's really a choice you're going to need to make. Is it really worth giving opposing players overshields in exchange for one base that you're probably going to lose anyway? My guess is going to be no. So obviously B base is really the only one you need to hold the entire game because it provides high ground, it gives you vision of both other bases, and I can tell you from experience that it's very hard to attack into when fully fortified, and actually I would guess that it's very difficult to attack any fortified base really without teammates. So this game type is another example of one that really forces teamwork. It's going to have similar flow to territories, but demand more coordinated push-ins and commitments from your teammates. So now what I'd like to do is talk about what you're seeing on the screen right there. You just saw Charlie resupplied, which likely means that base has now been restocked with defenses and weapons. So that's a whole new way that weapons are going to be brought into these multiplayer games. As you see this player here on the red team pushing through the shield door with their Arctic BR, which, by the way, is totally badass. I love this skin. I can't wait to see more of the skins in the game. But we have a lot of indicators on the screen, but there's one holographic ghost right here. See, they press X to activate it. That's another thing that we're seeing for the very first time, is kind of getting these vehicles so they're not in the way during battles, but if you'd like to activate it, you can. Of course, as I mentioned, the first time we're seeing that in the Halo sandbox. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a first look at what some high-level strategy might look like on the opening of Dominion on Longbow. It's really fun for me to brainstorm and theorize about strategy on these new game types. I really wanted to create something different and tell you about the new game type, but also dig a bit deeper. So I really hope you do enjoy this type of stuff. It takes me a little bit of time to create, but it's a lot of fun. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys again soon, and thank you so much for watching.